Hello to all of my BLTs out there. I'm so sad that we are not able to meet in person today at Rosemary's house. I'm sure that would have been a really good time, as we usually have a good time together. But I really wanted to talk to you a little bit about our book, about the Bible study for this month. And so I wanted to ask, what did you think about Ray or Rahab? I kind of find it ironic that this is the chapter for this month, and I'll get back to that in a bit. But first, the story of Rahab. So she's a prostitute in Jericho, and she helps the two spies of Israel. And because of her bravery, she is rewarded. When the walls of Jericho fall, because the Israelites marched around and marched around and marched around like 7 times, okay? So when the walls fell down, her house, which was built in between the two walls, did not fall down. So, and her family was spared, she was spared, and as the story goes, so she is the mother of Boaz. Boaz is the husband of Ruth. Obed is their son, and Jesse is the son of Obed. And King David is the son of Jesse. And so we know that Jesus is from the family, from the line of David. So highest honors to a woman who was once a prostitute. So here's some questions for you from this chapter. So are there any Rahabs in your life? And what I mean by this, women that have a past, who need to know that they are loved by God no matter what their history is. Do you believe that they are forgiven completely? And how might you communicate that with them? How do you help them to see that God loves them, that they are forgiven no matter what they've done? Another question is, do you ever find yourself judging such women, like avoiding their company or viewing them as distasteful, somebody you just don't want to hang out with? And what ways could you possibly push aside your prejudice? Another question is, if you identify with Rahab in some way, and some of us have some pasts we probably don't want anybody to know about, what names have you been called, or what do you call yourself because of your past? And what steps do you need to take to free yourself from this past? So, of Rahab's many good qualities, which one impresses you the most? And in your circle of friends, who do you think demonstrates that virtue? And how has she done so? Okay, so those are some questions for you to think about. I want to get back to why I thought this was ironic. So we're sitting here not meeting together to talk about this chapter because we need to socially distance ourselves because of the coronavirus, right? So while in our fictional story, we see that the scientists or the seismologists, they come to San Francisco with this warning that they have inside information of this huge earthquake that is going to come, telling people to get out now, to do something about it. And these guys are pushed aside. So do you kind of get what I'm getting at here? I think we knew that this coronavirus was coming, and we kind of put it off maybe a little bit too much and should have done something about it sooner. But that's beside the point at this point. So in our Bible, the people of Jericho were terrified of the Israelites. They heard rumors about the Israelites. They knew what was coming. And it kind of seems like that's what we're going through right now with this virus. We were hearing about it for a couple of months, that it was eventually going to hit us. And some people were instilled with fear. Some people didn't listen, didn't care. But all of that aside, here we sit, socially distant. However, we know that we don't have to be afraid because we know the one who is in charge, and we know who the great physician is. Let us believe in him and find rest in him. I hope that I do get to see you all soon, sooner rather than later. Not a big fan of socially distancing myself. I think there was this thing out there on Facebook about pray for the huggers right now because we are not okay. I am definitely a hugger, so this is kind of sad. But I love you all, and cheers. See you soon.